Hey yo, what is going on, viewers of the tube? If it's your first time here, I'm your host Tyler, and welcome to the channel that, just like Leo down in the dirt, knew the bears would be back for one more after their first attack. They always come back for more, but our channel keeps the fight up until the bears are no more. You know the claw, not white. It's time for Chico Crypto. Well, it has been one crazy past month with Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Bearish sentiment took over when Angelo BTC called for a 6K drop in mid-October. While some whale traders, it seems like to mess with Angelo, or it may be him trading himself, playing with public sentiment, because like clockwork, a week after his call, the markets defy him, pumping the price. Here is a price chart over the past month. As we can see, around October 24th, it seemed like his 6K call was coming true. But then on the 25th, pop, a $2,500 candle, which the rookie tubers all got pumped about and started calling for bullish movements. Literally, these guys use all the TA tools in the book and they were 100% wrong.
So where are we going in this big move? Well, I've said this before. I do believe that if we were to see a bigger continuation move, out of this bigger 40% move, then something like this is what I would expect, and this puts us at somewhere along the lines of $11.5 thousand.
Nice job, the moon. Why don't you get your subs to leverage on ByBit some more?
And this guy Jorg molds to scam people. That's why I am calling them out here, so all of you can be aware of these scammers. And this is my current update about my position over on ByBit. It's currently up about 57%, and like I said yesterday, I added to the position, so now my average buy-in is 9,026. So that's just a small little update, but this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't seen my ByBit tutorial, you can click right there right now.
One thing that is super suspicious to me is every single crypto YouTuber is shilling the hell out of ByBit. Like literally, it's everywhere in all of their videos. And at the end, they always say, come join ByBit.
If you guys are interested in checking out that, ByBit thing, you can. Obviously, I do have a link below. You guys could use it. It does support the channel.
Even where leverage trading is illegal, they are promoting it. But Chico isn't like the others. We stick to our positions and thoughts, even when the markets are getting manipulated like hell. One stinking green dildong isn't going to get us bullish. We knew the bears weren't finished with taking the price down after that meteoric rise from 3K to 14 in the matter of 6 months. That is almost a 5x, you guys, and in the history of Bitcoin's 4-year cycles, this price action was very unusual. And here's a great chart of these 4-year cycles, and as we can see from the bull cycles, they were more parabolic early on, but as time went on, they went to flattening out. Same thing with the bear cycles. As we can see, this chart kind of predicted the price flow after the 3K bottom in December of last year. Flattened, more steady growth with major pops above 10 grand not happening until 2021. Now here is that chart with the actual price movement. Doesn't that seem a tiny bit odd, pushing way above the blue line way too quick? And if you couldn't see this and a nice consolidation down coming, you need to stop watching chat tubers. Bitcoin will consolidate down, and Angelo's 6K call is coming. I'm not gonna try and predict when, but soon it will come down to this level. Why? Well, pulling out that 4-year cycle chart once more zoomed in, we can see around this time, according to the chart, we should be in the 4K to 5K range. Although I have mentioned this before, the dip down to 3K was an anomaly because of the hash wars, and the actual bottom, if that never happened, might have been more in between the 4K to 5K range. Thus, a 6K BTC around this time is actually where it should be. So, no reason to panic, my friends. This is just the ebb and flow of the markets. And if you're tired of stressing, then stop chasing trades, especially with such short time frames. Simplify your strategy. For example, right now I'm accumulating Bitcoin, Ethereum, and DeFi projects. That is it. But if you're stressing, let me analyze it for those who are chasing the dragon.
Come on. Come on. You almost got me. Catch me.
Wait! Where's he going now?
You don't ever catch the dragon, Dad.
No! No, I said! I am your father! Put it back on!
Well, puff the magic dragons. It's one thing when you have the traders dumping on the markets, but once the miners start directly dumping, you get the feeling that they are becoming unprofitable and more downward price moves are coming. As we can see from this chart, which has a price but also with first spend, the purple bars. What is first spend? This measures the first time new Bitcoins are moved from their generation wallet, aka the miner's wallets. When it spikes, it usually means a miner is liquidating. As we can see with the most recent takedown, first spend jumped over $17 million from just one miner or operation. And ByteTree.com has a great first spend indicator, which shows it at 102.5% for yesterday, maxing out. And then if we go to on-chain data, you can see miner generation against miner first spend. As we can see, yesterday's liquidation put net miner inventory, aka coins they are holding or selling, over negative 2,800, meaning they are net selling. And this one miner dump put it net negative, not only for the day, but also 1 week, 5 weeks, and even 12 weeks. Then pulling out the chart of miner first spend versus generation, we can see the big jump or miner capitulation. And this could be a sign of things to come. Having miners first spend above generation is not a good sign at all. And this kind of liquidation will have a big effect on the price, especially as data is coming out from CoinMarketCap, which puts total liquidity of the entire crypto markets around $500 million. That means the entire crypto markets worth over $222 billion is being held up by just $500 million, or at today's prices, just 60,000 BTC. Market cap is 444 times its liquidity. But here's the thing, and you shouldn't be worried about this fact. It's common in all financial and trading markets. For example, the US stock market, last figures put it worth over $33 trillion in late 2018, which with the surge in 2019 is much higher today. Total volume on NASDAQ, as of yesterday, just over $109 billion. Thus, over $33 trillion is being held up on just $109 billion. Market cap is 302 times its liquidity. So nothing to be worried about in my opinion, but there is something we need to be worried about, and that is Bakkt, Kelly Loeffler, Jeff Sprecher, and exactly what they are building. Last week, I posted a video calling for pressures to be put on them regarding delivery of Bitcoin out of the warehouse to a client's private key. No, not CryptoLark. Remember, I sent them an email trying to figure out that process. Well, no email back from them, so I'm going to keep putting on the pressure, exposing who they are slowly but surely. So here's a great comparison to effectively notice Bakkt ain't good for BTC. Now, do you think futures contracts from ICE and NASDAQ in the agricultural business are made to help farmers, those on the ground floor holding the assets? No. Do you think the Trumpster is here to help the farmers who rely a ton on illegal immigration to support their operations? Well, let's hear as US Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue sat down with Jeff Sprecher just months ago to talk about ag, commodities, and the White House.
Hot button that I assume you've inherited is that agriculture needs a lawful workforce. Trained workforce, notwithstanding the mechanization of agriculture, you still need people that are in the fields. And obviously in the United States, we're having a big debate over immigration policy. Have you seen any positive or negative trends, or are there things you're working on as an agency to try to help agribusiness find lawful workers?
So Jeff asked, are you getting legal workers? And you would think that would be US citizens, right? Well, nope. Let's hear Sonny's answer now.
But I think we've got to wrap it up into almost like we do the Farm Bill. There's got to be something there for everybody,
right,
from border security to dealing with the asylum issues, to deal with refugee status, to deal with a transition for people who've been here illegally into a legal work status that way. So hopefully we can get that done. Agriculture needs it. A huge percentage of agricultural workers are foreign born. Mm-hmm. We know that. There are not many parents out here in the audience that are aspiring for their children to go pick tomatoes.
Right.
And that's just a fact that we've got to deal with here in this country, and we need to do it very quickly.
So no, we are not going to look for fair wages for the field workers, thus getting American citizens jobs, but we are going to use foreign labor and figure out the lowest wages possible to pay them. Have you ever heard of the H-2A visa program? It allows foreign workers to come work temporarily for farms in times of shortages. Since 2005, it went from just 40K workers to, as of 2018, 250,000. In the same time period, visas issued by the US Department of State have increased from 32K to over 196,000. And because of this, the H-2A workforce now represents roughly between 7 and 10% of the farm labor workforce nationwide, working in the crops. And they're looking to increase this further. The Economic Policy Institute knows this is a major problem, and in September called for reform, stating that the US workers seeking jobs in agriculture are also vulnerable to being discriminated against and kept out of farm jobs because employers sometimes prefer exploitable H-2A guest workers. And guess who streamlined this process? Our POTUS, who has had a tough stand on immigration. Why was this done? The H-2A visa was seen as a priority for Republicans eager to please GOP-leaning farmers who need the workers. And Jeff and Kelly, owners of the stock exchange ICE and Bakkt, are saying they're here to help BTC? Well, look who Jeff has donated to. It's all Republican. Last candidate, Lynn Homrich, and then big donations in February to the National Republican Congressional Committee. How about Cool Kelly? Republican again. Lynn Homrich as well. Large donations at the same time as Jeff, but then she put a big one in 2018, over 100K to the Republican National Committee. Now, is this supporting our POTUS? I don't know. Let's just go to the Republican National Committee donation page. It just doesn't make sense to me that Jeff and Kelly would be so pro-Bitcoin, yet they are so pro-Trumpster, especially with his public words stating that he is not a fan of BTC, value is based on thin air, and it facilitates unlawful behavior, like drug trade and other illegal activities. Well, I did some more digging, and guess what? Bakkt ties directly right back to the CME group. Yes, the ones who said they will tame BTC. So earlier this year, in February, Bakkt purchased the back office of Rosenthal Collins Group. As we can see, Bob Collins of this group, who is a longtime member of the Chicago Board of Trade, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and the New York Mercantile Exchange, now all part of the CME group. And of course, the New York Board of Trade, now ICE Futures. Rosenthal is now called Bakkt Clearing LLC, but if we go to their website they have posted on Bloomberg, it's still Rosenthal. They haven't updated. And towards the bottom, they are a part of the CME group. Bakkt, CME, and the New York Stock Exchange, they are all connected. And with the expansion of all their Bitcoin products at the start of 2020, the fight for control of Bitcoin's price will officially begin. Cheers. I'll see you next time.